What I thought for this round onwards is that because of the state of emergency seems to never end. So this morning it got extended for another month, and it's getting worse in terms of what we can do in the meantime. And so I decided to create this time, probably ideally once a week with you, to do this rock blood thing back again. You know, remember last year we used to do that in the karaoke box, right? Just two of us.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. We did a couple of episodes there. I'll find some time to edit these on a weekly basis so that we can upload.
Remember you said TV Tokyo want me to do vlogs about my daily life?
Yeah.
So we could talk about stuff like that.
Yeah.
As an ongoing thing. Maybe fill in the gaps. I have lots of questions about the reporting and what's going on and all these texting on the chat. And
you're free to ask.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
The whole thing, going back to the rat conversation. There's all these videos about rat.
That's just Daniel going into this nostalgia of the late 80s, and he just bumped into that video, and he knew that Tezu loves rat, so he shared that video. And then I also sent a rat video, another version from Bobby Blotzer, who's the drummer of the band. Whether or not you know about this, the rat split with Stephen Percy, who's the main vocalist, and Bobby Blotzer, the drummer. They split. However, they both wanted to use that rat IP. Stephen Percy started his own band, putting a name, Rat, and then at the same timing, Bobby Blotzer, because he believes that he created the band. He organized the whole band.
Egos.
He started Rat as well. And then they sued each other for misuse of the band name.
This is what I don't want us to do. We have to take our egos out of the equation completely and focus on the reason why we're doing the music. All these great things and projects and artists and whoever they are who inspire the rest of us, eventually they screw up because of their pride and ego. What nonsense is that? I mean, God almighty. Now they have bugger all, both of them.
So that was the conversation that was happening last month.
Okay, that's interesting, because I can't really comment, and I don't want to be rude by not watching what they're doing. And I'm like, oh, what's going on? I don't know what to say. So I thought, oh shit, Daniel wants to learn some cover songs. That's what I was thinking.
Okay. No, that's not okay.
Daniel, let's do covers. Let's do Rats covers. I thought, oh no, okay. And then I thought, bite your tongue. Don't say anything. Just wait until you talk to Trouble.
Yeah.
Because I was getting worried. I'm like, he wants to do covers? And then Tezu was in the conversation. I'm like, oh no, what's happened?
Of course he will. He's one of the number one fans in Japan.
Wow.
He loves Rat.
I know absolutely nothing about Rat. And apart from, I don't even know, are they 80s, 90s, 70s? What?
Mid 80s to early 90s were their golden time.
So would it be true? Would it be fair to say that they weren't on an equal par with, say, like most of the bigger bands like Van Halen?
You know, like Beatles and Rolling Stones. They were often seen as Rat and Motley Crue.
Okay. All right. A guy like me who's a nobody, you can't really say anything about them because they lived in that world that we never experienced. So, you know, kudos to them, I guess. You know, good for them.
Oh, their music. Most of their music are quite nice. I mean, well composed. Yeah.
All right.
So that was one story.
So we're not doing covers. We're okay.
Yeah. What's next?
What's next? Oh yeah, the recording. So the 23rd, you obviously didn't go to the studio, right?
Yeah, we did.
Right.
We had to cancel.
And the whole thing about the studio, about the 10 hours, and can we do the songs in 10 hours, blah, blah, blah.
I'm glad that you raised this. The 10 hours of recording studio, this is just because that they have this recording studio lockout deal of 10 hours. remember that recording studio that we did live last year?
Yes.
So if we are to use that studio, the most efficient, inexpensive way to do the recording properly is to utilize that 10 hours.
That I understand, but my question is, what was going on in your guys' heads when you have all these songs you got to record? Did you think you would actually do our complete, what do we have, 12 songs? 11
We've
songs?
got 11, yeah.
11 songs, right?
Yeah.
From my song, which nobody wants to do, right?
No.
No, I'm joking.
You're in a waiting list.
So because I've been down this road, and you know you have a plan, but you got to be flexible. When you get to the studio, things never really go according to plan. Perhaps you can play it, but then there's all this stuff that pops out of nowhere that you're not expecting. Like,
well, that's a point that Daniel raised, and which I also agree, is that let's be all prepared when we get recording.
Right. You have to be ready to understand that we might spend 10 hours and maybe do 2 songs for some reason, because they go off in a tangent.
Yeah.
Right?
No. So
that's long as you guys are aware of that, I think.
That's why we want to be well prepared as much as possible. Of course, no one wants to go in and spend 10 hours just for 2 songs, right? We want to do more. However, I understand that we may fall into that pit that we end up doing just 1 song. That's okay. That's kind of an unexpected incident. But beforehand, there's so much things that we can prepare.
Yeah.
For instance, last time when Three Threads went to the recording studio, even before you joined, we went there to record as much as 4 or 5 songs, and we ended up recording just 2. We used 2 days doing that. I don't mind how many takes that you take if our chorus doesn't go well. There's things that we can only do when we gather together, right? But guitar solos, drum solos, bass solos, you're shouting, those types of things that you can personally overcome before going into the studio. That's what we're talking about. And then the studio guy said that 10 hours, 10 songs, 11 songs, knock yourself out. Bands are bands. If you're really up for it, be seriously tight and precise on the timing, and the recording studio would cope with that. However, the advice was, well, probably at best 6-7 songs. I'm not suggesting to do this. I'm saying that this is in order to get the quotation from the recording studio, it was a 10-hour deal. So the idea was, how can we fit everything into 10 hours? But now we realize that that's not realistic. So I started to seek for other recording studios that can do more flexible and also cheaper, and I found a couple of them. So that's good news.
Maybe you thought of this already. Say we have 4 or 5 songs that are really solid, then just get them done and make like a mini album. Instead of forcing ourselves to do every song is kind of wishy-washy and no one's really satisfied and there's so much missing. I'd rather do 1 song and have it really good than 10 songs that are crap. Something like that. That's just my personal, where everybody's happy, and the song, it's all, because in the studio you might have a great idea and you maybe for some reason you don't express that, and then you lose it. It'd be a shame. It'd be such a shame. If you're in the studio, you go, fuck, I'm going to do this, right?
If we start talking about what if type of things, then anything can happen. So what I would expect from this band is, commit to ourselves and be strict to ourselves to do it. I'm not suggesting we need to do it. I agree with you. Let's do 5 songs and make a mini album. But the mentality, the psychological stress, the pressure that you put on yourself would be, we have 10 songs, we have 11 songs, and we've done this at a live show, right? There's bits and pieces of mistakes and out of tone, those type of things. So if we correct those, if we practice well enough, we've done 10 songs in an hour.
Right.
So
see,
if they can give me 10 hours, I can do it 10 times. better.
Right.
So that's the theory. That's the hypothesis.
I truly, because that's the essence of performing live. I mean, all you got to do is plug in and play, and then later you can post edit, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Just get it done, and don't be fussy. Just play. That's all you need. And the raw energy and it's fresh. It's there. You don't have to focus on one song for 10 hours unless you got lots of money and you're no good as an artist. No, because you just you get stale and you're like, there's no freshness anymore, right? Let's go play, right?
Exactly.
I totally agree. I'm up for that.
That's the basis. That's the basis of what we started the conversation.
Because it's like you said before. If you're only like projecting 6 songs, then the rest are going to be neglected. The rest of the songs, you're not going to focus on them. So you may as well everybody focus on all the songs that we have.
Yeah. Because that's what we're doing in live shows.
Yeah,
We don't neglect any songs at a live show, right?
Every song, the equal focus. Yeah, okay.
So if we can reproduce that momentum and do that in a recording studio, that's fine.
Club Roots, me personally, Club Roots is one of the best recordings, if not the best recording I've ever done in my whole time doing music. It's like, wow, it's great. Can't do much better than that, and we're a live band. Yeah. Considering all the variables,
Yeah.
And all these crew that we didn't know, young girls, half our age, and like, oh shit, right? I'll try not to think because I don't want to get stressed out. You go to the club, she's like 18, right? Oh fuck, right? What does she know? So sorry, I shouldn't swear. It's all right, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
We got pretty lucky. It sounds really great.
They were pretty good. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
So the midterm conclusion was that let's forget about that 10 hours lockout, expensive recording studio, and instead let's seek for a cheaper recording studio, a more handy one. But we can extend and have a flexible setup for the recording. And then while we were talking about that, the Prime Minister announced the state of emergency.
Right. What's his name? Suji? What's his name?
Suga-san.
Suga.
Yeah. Now we lost the opportunity to go to the rehearsing studio on our own as well. So Daniel's stuck. I'm okay. I can play a bass and record on myself in my room.
Headphones or whatever.
Yeah. Because we weren't expecting the state of emergency to, endure this long. Daniel recently bought himself the MIDI kit.
The Steinway or whatever it is. What's it called?
I don't know what it's called. This black box that you put.
That was on the chat. There's like 2 boxes he bought.
That's a gadget it's basically a sound modulator that
reproduces drums.
Yeah, so he's got this electric drum in his room.
Oh, okay.
And he can create the sound and tonality as he likes. So now he's practicing those songs so that he records the drums. He sends that to me.
You do the bass line?
I do the bass. I record that. I downgrade and upload on an MP3, send it to you guys. You guys record your own stuff, send it back to me, and I'll do the mixing and the track down.
Stupid question. The digital quality is going to be good enough if we all do that to put it out there.
Yeah, of course. So the only concern or the worries that I have is your voice recording. So if you can go to the bar field or a studio, perform as loud as you usually do, and have a decent microphone to record, then
all right, good to go.
That should do. Putting your headphones on, listening to the background music, and then you sing in the microphone. The microphone recording directly. Yeah.
That's super nice.
Then I can extract your singing voice and put it into the rest of the tracks.
Right. Okay. All right. Great. I'm going to do that. But
you got to wait first, Daniel.
Yeah. I know. Well, yeah, of course.
Don't go to the studio tomorrow.
That was my point. Whenever you guys make a backing track for me, then I need time to listen to it and absorb it.
Yeah.
So when I record, it's all natural,
Yeah.
and I'm just singing to, I'm kind of listening to, you know what I mean?
We
So,
understand.
That'll take like a week, 2 weeks, by the time I get the song.
That's still better than waiting for the COVID to go away and then enabling ourselves to meet each other again at the studio.
Right.
I bet this is easier and faster than.
Well, I don't know about you, but over the years, YouTube, I've seen a lot of guys doing kind of cyber jams on YouTube from all over the world.
Yeah.
You do like Ingvi or whoever, and the guitarists in Brazil, and the drummers in France, and all the guys in Australia, and they're all jamming on the internet. Right?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing, right?
Yeah. Basically the same. Basically the same. The beauty of this method is that you can try out however you want, and then if it doesn't work, let's change it anytime, right? So, yeah.
But I
use your iPhone or whatever.
I personally believe like singing through and getting that live energy, it's way better than in a studio where there's no, like when we did the Noah thing for the online, the last one, the competition. Oh, second place. Well done, by the way. So in Noah, whenever we went there and did that, I was singing through like 10-inch speakers. It's not like if we're on the stage, it's massive cabs, right? So that's the whole. That's all that energy. So
I miss those big cabs.
Right.
So that's an ongoing conversation. Let's see how Daniel does his part with the new gadget. If that goes well, we'll send you the karaoke version of our songs very soon.
Karaoke.
Okay. I think we're running out of time. So let's save the rest of the topics next week.
Sure.
So do you want to make a outro call?
Yes. Of course, yes. Hi everyone, this is Ken, the lead singer from Three Threads. We're so glad that you're keeping up with us, and we'll be busy making more vlogs, and we're going to get in the studio and work hard on making this recording. COVID or not, we're going to get it done. And in the near future, we will be playing live, so see you in Tokyo!
Not the money, no, not the way, not the attention, or even the fame. Walk that walk, you know the start. Trying to talk and just